Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Fire Pod with me, a Twin Peaks podcast where today we continue forward with The Return as we discuss Part 8, which, if you know, this is a big one. If you've never watched the show and you are just tuning into a podcast, this is most assuredly not the episode to do it. Do not do that if you've never watched the show. Watch the show, come on back. It's friendly to the first-time viewer and the rewatcher alike. I'm rewatching it. My name is Colton Robertson. I'm joined by the first-time viewer, Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up? It is always a pleasure to be here.
It's always a pleasure to have you. And this is one that I have done no shortage of overselling to you. I don't think I could have oversold it no matter how hard I tried. No. It's a lot. It's a lot. Part 8 is one of those episodes that everyone remembers. It's written by Mark Frost and David Lynch, directed by David Lynch, as is every episode of this season. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
No, I see you were saying it's not really spoilerable. You know, you can't really spoil this, and even if you do,
it's an interpretation really of it. Yeah, I can spoil what I think happens, and I can spoil what is kind of a common consensus, but there's no hard.
But wow,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I knew I was in for something. You know, you told me, get it dark, blast the audio, be really in it, and I'm like, okay, I'm usually there for every episode anyways, but this one I'm like, all right, no, this is more of a ritual here, I'm really getting in. I even had the candle lit for a little bit of it. No, too much light in the room, blew it out. So it was pure dark, and man, yeah, I did not expect. This is not what I was expecting. That's for sure. And I mean. Yeah. No, I knew. I've seen a couple Lynch movies. I feel like I've seen Eraserhead, so like I know where the dude can go.
Definitely the most informative on this episode's style. Eraserhead. Eraserhead, Lost Highway is pretty big on The Return generally, but Eraserhead prevails. Like it is the shots whenever after the atom bomb, which. We're talking about Twin Peaks. The fact that I can say after the atom bomb.
Yeah. Yep.
Whenever it goes to the sparks flying across the screen, like the eraser shavings in Eraserhead, direct homage, or direct reference, self-referential thing. I gotta think it was very very similar. But yeah, it's special. It's a weird one.
9 Inch Nails, atomic bomb, weird alien bug. Let's see what I feel like there's so much more. Giant god, maybe? I don't know. White Lodge? I don't know what I'm looking at. I mean this one, it was very cryptic, obviously, but man, for my theory brain, this was fucking. I didn't know where to start or begin most of these things. A lot.
So we're gonna do our best to talk through it as best we can. I read from an episode breakdown every week, and I shit you not, this thing is maybe a quarter of the length of a normal one, just because it's like one sentence for every 10 minutes at a certain point, because it's just it takes its time. It is as quintessentially Lynchian as anything has ever been, and that's what that's one of the things I admire most about it. So we will start with what it operates as a lead up to it, a build up. We're fresh out of the prison. Coop's doppelganger and Ray Monroe drive, the former noting that there are 3 tracking devices on their car. He deactivates them, repurposing them to track a truck in front of them. They discuss where they are headed and the information the doppelganger wants, and he lies to Ray about Daria. Ray says, I've got all the numbers memorized. I've got it all right here. We're all good. What happened to Daria? He's like, Daria is waiting for a call elsewhere. I didn't shoot her in the head at all. That's
Definitely
not something
not.
I did.
Yeah. He's but Ray's in the know somewhat, I guess.
Ray,
he's not completely a fool. But yeah, I was very curious on how he spins Dart. If he's very just honest about what he does. If he's like, "Oh no, I shot her in the fucking head." I was very kind of expecting him to say that. Just be like, "No, yeah, I killed her." But no, keeping it up in the air. Bro's just the master manipulator. I feel like.
Yeah, and I think that when it comes to, it depends on who he's talking to when it comes to his honesty. Like Ray valued Daria on some level.
This is true.
They came as a pair. If he's like, yeah, I killed her. I don't think we have any reason to believe that this is not the first time that the doppelganger gets killed. I have a feeling he doesn't know that this is something that could happen when he dies. So I still think there's a sense of self-preservation when it comes to Mr. C, which is what he's protecting here with Ray. Whenever he's like, yeah, you're driving a car, you've got a gun, all that good stuff. Let's say that Daria is just fine and waiting for a call. But they head off the highway to a secluded area, and as Ray relieves himself, Cooper demands the information, and he pulls out a gun and attempts to shoot Ray, but Ray has unloaded his gun. He says, "I got you, you son of a bitch." And then Ray shoots him several times. Watches as Mr. C, dead, falls backwards, bleeding from his chest. And then Ray sees 6 dark men gather around Cooper's body, tearing at it, revealing to Ray a black ball with the face of Bob. He runs away and tells Philip Jeffries that he believes that Coop is dead, but it looked like he had some help, so I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. Very okay. Interesting. A lot of interesting things going on here. I think Mr. C, I think he knows that he can die. Yeah, I feel like he knows he's not
he's not
an immortal being.
100%.
But I think it's now seeing the rest of the episode is he knows that he can die, but he'll probably I don't know if he knew he would be brought back to life or whatever happened here, but I feel like he kind of knows that if this body dies, he still has his spiritual his essence or whatever. But I think that him dying, at least for a small amount of time, allowed these other things to happen. If that makes everything else that happens in the episode, it's oh, he's gone, he's out of this realm right now. Now all the light forces are all right, let's get to fucking work. It at least is kind of one train of thought that I was having this episode. Obviously at this point, whenever he's first dying, I did not put that together. I'm not having those yet. I'm just
what's interesting is I think the rest of the episode is what causes this to happen. I think we flash back, and we do literally get a title card that says 1945. But I do think that without the events that occurred throughout the rest of the episode, and is it future, is it past, how does time work, all that good stuff. This is one of the rare times where I do think we are genuinely seeing. They give us that title card of the year, and I think that they're almost trying to emphasize this is where it started. This is the beginning, and that's what's causing Bob and the Woodsman and the Dark Forces and all that stuff. But
yes, this the atomic bomb, the fucking the is this the like the first.
It's Trinity test. Yeah, it's the Trinity
okay,
test.
so not actually being used.
It's not Hiroshima.
Okay.
No, yeah, it's it is. It's
because it was New Mexico,
July 16th, 1945, in New Mexico. Which I believe is the date of the Trinity test. I might be mistaken, but I'm fairly certain that is the date of the Trinity test. When
I saw 45 pop up on the screen, I was like, huh? I was like, wait, huh? I'm like, so we're going here? I'm like, that was the first thought.
I've actually expressly said something before about how I can't remember the circumstance, but this is one of the things that someone on the internet legit hit me up about and was like, why on earth would you say something like that to a guy who hasn't seen the show? Let's see. Here we are. I'll find it because it's bro, I'm listening to your podcast and you're revealing too much. Let him find out on his own. I'm like, no. It's kind of hard to put into context, especially when you mention atomic explosions in Twin Peaks, but it did have me going, Colton, what the fuck?
Really? Yeah, no. I can't remember the context in which
I can't remember. I think it had some
bomb.
sort of relation to Wyndham Earl. I think I might be mistaken. It was back in August. I don't know what was coming out around August. What I could check real quick, but
I do know the good old poster or the big ass picture behind Gordon Cole's desk.
Gordon is the atomic bomb. Yes.
That took a little different. I'm thinking of it a little differently after now. I don't. Maybe homie just I don't know why he takes a liking to the. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know that it strictly means he takes a liking to it.
Yeah.
More of a. There's a reverence for it, no matter who you are. Like it's an ultimate ultimate power. Like it is Prometheus took fire from the gods and gave it to man. Like that is what the atom bomb is, the nuclear bomb is. It's horrifying. It's a scary, and that's quintessentially why it all starts with the atom bomb. But we'll get there, because before we get there, at the Roadhouse in Twin Peaks, an MC introduces the 9-inch nails. The budget at the Roadhouse has gone up, baby.
Dude, yeah, let's go. This was hype. I didn't know I'd see Reznor and Ross, just actually on screen. And the song, it was sick. It was this is definitely performance number one at the Roadhouse, I'd say, out of all of them so far. It was tough to beat the classic, the first one, with the blue and everything.
She's Gone Away is a good fucking song, and it is sick. The way they filmed it is dope. It's a different. They're like, you're gonna watch this whole fucking song, by the way. This is a music video at this point. It's a concert film. And I love that they chose to do that. Trent Reznor and David Lynch have a pretty long history of working together, as Reznor scored The Lost Highway, which I brought up a couple times. Definitely cool. one of those movies that Eraserhead was definitely the most informative on this episode's identity aesthetically. But narratively, I'd say the greatest influence on this episode is The Lost Highway, as you kind of go, all right, well, I'm going to have to watch that again before I even kind of know what the fuck is happening, Yeah.
It would be nice to have another viewing in here, or a couple more, that's for sure. And yeah, I'm
not going to lie to you, it wouldn't help. Not without
I just have to move on.
It's one of those things where you just gotta soak it in. You gotta experience it. It's, again, just like Eraserhead, just like a lot of David Lynch stuff. It's experiential more than it is, I don't know, understandable. Which isn't to say it can't be understood. It absolutely can, and it is by many. But even then, there's no way that we know that's exactly what David Lynch meant by any of it. It's just a kind of agreed upon idea.
And sometimes I even wonder if he truly knows what he, I wonder if he's going just for an emotion sometimes, or going for something that is more abstract than actually thinking
There's
about
something, it's right beneath the surface. I don't it's bubbling up. It's right there. It's windy. It's blowing. let's see. Come on, play with it. I can just, yeah, that's, I imagine being directed by David Lynch. Laura Dern has once said one of his most common directions is more wind.
More wind?
More wind.
As telling a human, telling the actor,
a performer, more wind, and then going, go.
More wind,
which is incredible. I love that.
The Avatar. Fucking get on your Avatar Airbender shit and start. Yeah, wind is in like. What does that even mean?
I think that's the beauty of it. I think that's the beauty is that
flow?
He knows that if he tells an actor this idea, more wind.
Yeah.
And I have the feeling, personally, that it would mean different things to different actors. And he knows what it would mean to different actors, and thereby uses it as a direction for specific actors, which is, he clearly understands his actors on a level that a lot of people don't. And he has it's funny, there's a lot of funny stories about just the way he would, the different ways he would talk to people on set. Like, he never once called Matthew Lillard. He called Matthew Lillard Bill Hastings the entire time he was there, which was his character's name in the show. Like, even at the premiere of The Return, hello, Bill! It's Bill Hastings, which is fucking hysterical.
Only for some people, I guess.
Yes, and that's, I'm like, there's no, it's extremely eccentric gentleman there. But as the song comes to an end, Cooper's doppelganger sits up alive.
Yeah. Yeah, he just needed to sit through the concert. He was like, all right, I'm dead. Might as well go pop in at a 9 Inch Nails performance real quick. All right, it's over. Time to come back.
Yep.
But there was like a, whenever it went to the performance, some emphasis on the electronics that were there the hum of the instruments and stuff. So it was like, I don't think that this performance brought him back.
No, I don't think that 9 Inch Nails was like, oh shit, we got to go on now. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying though. It's all connected. But, there's a a universal energy that flows, ebbs and flows in the direction of the dark right now. Yes, indeed.
It's yes, and the world is just very dark. Yeah, and very easily taken over. I feel like right now the dark can win very easily
now. Yeah,
and this is why I think like this is a moment like for the light to do. Him being dead, at least for a little bit, I feel like things could be done on the light side that can't be done otherwise with him alive. So that's my, at least when we get to the giant and all of that stuff later on, I think that's kind of where my head is there. But yeah, the weird old, just rubbing his blood all over him and just patting him or and then he's awake. Ray is just like like he was about to shoot him in the head again, but then he couldn't. He was like, I
don't care what I have to live for. I don't care who I got at home. I don't give a fuck, bruh. I see some shit like this. Yeah. That gun's going nowhere but my chin. All due respect. Like, I don't joke about that lightly, brother. That is not something I want to, but, brother, I watched 6 spirits painted black head to toe. I can only see the whites of their eyes and they are patting the blood all over the scary guy I work for.
Yep. Nope.
That's enough. I've done what I can, and I can't do much. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that. I don't know. And what's interesting too is the dynamic between Ray and Philip. What role does Philip play?
Yeah.
Because Philip is obviously anti Mr. C. He's obviously anti this. But he doesn't seem good, though, is the other side of things, which is like, and not that he seems bad, which is, again, funny that I'm saying all of this, but it's hard to discern what Philip Jeffries could possibly have motivating him right now, as he's never really been in anything, which is so funny that he's as important a character as he is when he's in one scene in Fire Walk with Me, a couple in the missing pieces.
That is there.
That is there.
I think homie's just kind of ahead of the game. You know, he knew what was going on before a lot of other people, and there's a 25-year
before
gap,
his relative.
You know?
Yeah,
that's I guess.
Who knows?
Like this,
whenever we see in the missing pieces, whenever he snaps back to Buenos Aires, Argentina. Who's to say that's not like pretty much now? You know, like
yeah, Philip Jeffries he feels like a not a Mr. C, not like Bob taking over. It feels like some other force has taken over his body as well, or he has a mutual relationship, kind of like Mr. C and Bob. And yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe he was on the good side at first, but I don't know. Maybe it just slowly corrupted, or you know, over time, or he's playing a game. You know, you got to be in on this side of the world if you want to make change. I have no clue.
No, when it comes to Philip Jeffries, we will grow a better understanding of Philip Jeffries. Not a perfect understanding. I'll be clear. But I'll say this isn't the last mention of Philip Jeffries. You know what I'm saying? But
yes,
this is when the fun begins. We'll cut back to July 16th, 1945 in White Sands, New Mexico. And, you know, first time I'm watching this, I'm like, that sounds familiar. That's what day is that?
Yep.
What day? And I'm like, oh, that's the day.
That one. That one.
So the world's first atomic bomb is detonated.
Yes. And
the images of darkness and various distorted images are displayed. A bunch of flying, you know, sparks, fire filling the screen, nebulae, and you know, all that good stuff. So the take that I agree the most with, as far as what we are watching here, the rest of the episode essentially, is the closest thing David Lynch has ever done to tackling creation myth. It's kind of his Prometheus and Covenant, but it's 40 minutes of an hour-long episode, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So therefore, we can't dive in as deeply as one would like to, and in classic Lynch fashion, we don't know anything for sure. And I'm gonna credit one of our commenters I posted on TikTok asking, "Hey, part 8 is getting recorded tomorrow. How you feel? What's the deal? What do you think's going on, etc." And we got a reply from someone who basically said exactly what I just said. Very kind of the general understanding of what the episode is. And now the comments aren't loading because I'm on the phone, which is great. So I can't credit the person. Sorry. I would have liked to.
They know who they are.
Yeah, you know who you are. I wish other people could know who you are because I appreciated it, but you know, you can't win them all.
But I'm sort of like, yes, this is an event the fact that it's not Hiroshima or Nagasaki, that I kind of do like more, actually. I think if it was the killing of all those people throws in a different wrench into things. I feel like something else could happen. But the fact that it is just the nuke by itself and the very first one that was ever detonated feels like a way for the gods or a way for these other beings to be like, oh shit, they're here, or like they've done it, or like we notice them. We, and wherever they're chilling in space, it's like once one of these things goes off, it's like a beacon, oh shit, we need to start paying attention to these people because they can fucking blow up their everything. Now very bad things can come.
I'm gonna build on that because I do agree. There's what I think is that the giant, who is still credited as question mark, by the way.
God.
Still doesn't have a name. Will get a name, doesn't have a name yet. Okay. And I think that him, the lady we see listening to the phonograph, that palazzo of grand proportion, as it were.
Very grand. Very, very elegant.
Yes, very, very vast. A vast estate. I think that, and I'm going to go back to Garland Briggs' line, I lived here. I always lived here. Like it's a, I think it is the White Lodge, and I think that it has always existed.
Yes.
But I think the Black Lodge was born of the evil that men do. And the atomic bomb is this single event, this single thing that I think unlocks and births the dark side. And don't get me wrong, evil obviously existed in this world prior to the atomic bomb. But I think that in the context of this universe, the literal chemical reaction of what happens here births this place. Whenever we go, we literally go into the bomb. Like that is what we are seeing whenever we are watching the sparks fly. We are watching the fires be born. And then when the fire fades, what's left is the convenience store. And
the good, who would have thought this would come back? I mean, I don't know. It's barely been mentioned, really, this convenience store or whatever, but the going into the bomb, all of the different flashes, the different, like, zones that you go through, it's like there are zones of pure chaos and pure, like, the Eraserhead shavings or, those. And then there's, like, layers of harmony or, like, layers of, like, where it calms down. And it's kind of like, like, we're cool here for a little bit. But then back to, back to wherever. And I feel, at least whenever it's the very dark and light kind of, like, the Eraserhead visuals, felt like the world is dark, kind of like when you look up and see the stars, most of the world is empty space and black and dark, but these very few white pinpoints, shine a light everywhere in the world. And it's kind of like a light has to always overcome this darkness no matter what. But now it's almost like the dark is like awoken. Yeah, I think like that maybe like evil has existed way before 1945, but this was a way for evil to have like a direct spill out,
a direct line.
Like yes. Now
it is mainlining straight to the fucking to the fucking veins here. And we watch as some entity spews out, again, informing the visual language from Eraserhead. It almost looks like a giant version of the Eraserhead baby. It doesn't exactly, because it doesn't have a face. but it spews out the same sort of weird vomit stuff that spills from the Eraserhead baby. And in it, we see the little black orb with Bob in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Which, to me, indicates whatever this fucking thing is the opposite of the giant.
Yes, it had Bob in him, or a little bit of Bob, you know. It's not like all Bob. It's most of the throw up is like just normal itself,
right?
You know, made of itself. But then
I do think it's a perfect mirror of the scene later, whenever the giant floats and Laura's orb is birthed, because where this is grotesque and nasty and spewing and you don't understand it, and then there's this orb with Bob in it, there's this floating, warm, angelic quality to the orb floating down with Laura's face in it. And they're kind of a mirror of each other in that way. So, and that is the White Lodges fighting back, you know, trying to counteract the evil that's been born here with Laura Palmer, which is
Laura
cool.
is God. Laura is the saving
one.
grace. You know? Yes, she is. And like that was awesome. The just seeing her face in the orb, then the gold, you know, the center of this explosion. So yeah, let's see, she's not even born. No, it's 45. There's
1945.
No.
And I've got ideas. I'll get to them. But let's see.
Where are we? I guess currently
let's say followed by Nebulae, and then we go to a convenience store where we get the flashing images of the store. The lights go crazy. The smoke begins to spill. Various dark spirits emerge from it, which again, the birth of, I think this is the creation of the convenience store. And when it comes to why it's a convenience store, which I've never really considered until this episode, but in this context of this evil being born in 1945, like birthed, made manifest in 1945, I think it's kind of, David Lynch is almost treating the filmmaker and himself and the film itself as holy text to be interpreted by disciples, as it were, and a convenience store is something we can comprehend, you know? Like,
yeah. I guess nuke, very bad. I thought maybe gas station, oil, another bad, just another bad thing we got. But there was like the convenience store mention in like season 1 or 2. But I feel like it was a convenience store above, like a second floor convenience store, or like it was above something else.
They lived above the convenience store, is what they said, is what Mike said about him and Bob.
Okay. So yeah,
we lived above and
above in a different realm, maybe not a literal.
I'll point to something that is definitely a detail. On the right-hand side of this convenience store is an ascending staircase. Like literally built onto it, up the side of it. There is an ascending staircase. Now, I'm assuming that takes you to the quote-unquote apartment above the convenience store. And again, all kind of terms that I think are extremely relatable and palatable to the normal human, which is why it's like...
Yeah, the convenience store is where all of these black spirits were like spawned or birthed, and then like even later on, like the radio tower, I think is more of a metaphor as well of like that the spread is occurring, and this is a just a virus taking over, and the dude didn't even really feel like it was his plan to begin with, but it's just like, oh, I'll walk in here. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can spread more. Okay, will do. It's like, it's not even like a, that they have a set out goal to infect everyone. It's their nature.
Yeah,
almost.
It is their evolutionary drive, as it were, to infect.
The evolution of the arm, this, whenever we were zooming in on the mushroom cloud, bro kind of looks like a mushroom cloud a little. I don't know.
I see what you mean.
He's got a little, he's something, I don't know, is maybe there. But I don't know further than just aesthetics. But yeah, this is, I like the creation. I feel like I didn't think of it. I never creation story. I didn't put those words in my mind. But it was definitely like, this is an inciting event.
Yes,
is how, for sure, of the dark being able to come into Earth and do whatever they're gonna do.
Well, and this breakdown points out that figure regurgitating some sort of substance appears to also be throwing up the egg.
The egg.
The egg that we see later on that the little creature gets out of. Now I've never noticed that. I would have to pick that out
I didn't
particularly.
notice that either. Yeah, I definitely noticed Bob. That's what my eyes were.
And that's where your eyes
towards.
are. That's what they want you to notice.
Interesting. The egg. Yeah. I guess I didn't really know where the egg came from, but it didn't really feel like it came from the light. This doesn't feel like a good thing.
It feels like it works in conjunction with the woodsman. I feel like that it is until that thing crawls in that girl's mouth. That he recites the words over the radio, and then as soon as that's done, he stops.
Yes. Yeah. So, but okay, coming from the anti-giant.
Anti-giant's kind of cool. I like that. I kind of like anti-giant. We'll go with that for now.
Yeah. Good old throw up. Yeah, very disgusting, very ill, and then
Eraserhead.
Very
Instead of Eraserhead baby, that's Eraserhead adult.
Yes. Every movie's connected. I like the MCU, whatever, when it's obviously connected. I love even more whenever like you can make connections to movies that aren't actually connected, but they are by a director, or
Right.
and it feels like he legitimately. Like, there are aspects of his movies concepts.
It's not inconceivable that his work could all. Well, and that's the other side of it, is that like it's very open. It's very very interpretable, and thereby he'd probably be like, "It is all the same world. It's our world." Like he'd probably say some shit like that.
Yeah, it is. It is just. He's just more of an actual artist, I feel he's like, there is a lot that is open for interpretation. I feel like even he doesn't break down every detail exactly down to, all right, this has to happen, then this has, this is what caused this, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I think
he has clarity of vision. Yeah, like he knows. And again, I keep going back to this divinity almost, as when it comes to art, when it comes to his art, because there's almost divine inspiration in it. Like you said, like sometimes he doesn't know. he doesn't seem like he knows exactly what the purpose is, but he knows it's something that he wants done. It's something that he has to do. And that does sound, that does sound a lot more glazy than I want it to, but I think a lot of art operates that way, though. And a lot of faith operates that way too, where it's like, not sure why this is happening, but it's something that has to happen. This is, it's just part of the plan. And I think a lot of art happens that way. And I think that when it comes to other mediums, it's more common than it is in film and television. And he just happens to be the one in film and television who's making, not the only one who's making it happen, but one of the more popular versions of it.
I feel like it's an analogy that makes the most sense to me is like if you try to dance yourself and think of every movement you're going to do, it's going to look a little more clunky or not flow, or depending on how great of a dancer you are, I guess, if you're the one dictating everything, it's like it's not as good as it can be. But if you just let everything go and just let the music kind of flow through you, it might
be... As was said in Lemonade Mouth. Come on, wow. Turn up the music. It's all we've got. We've got to use it.
And
feel the beat and just let go.
Yeah, and but take that into making a movie or making art is like, how do you just let go? How do you... have actors let go, and maybe it is just being more wind,
it's a lot of trust, it's a lot of trust and a lot of faith in the process, which is why I'm like, I do keep coming back to the reference of almost religion, but there is something divine about creation, as it were, like that is, and again, going back to that connect, I don't know, He's an inspired artist, and I love his work, and it never gets old for me. And that the only other comment I got, and I'm going to credit him. His name's Josiah, who commented earlier, by the way. Said it's creation myth, closest thing we'll ever get to a Lynch creation myth, and in common Lynch fashion leaves us with more questions than answers. The only other response I got was a bunch of heart emojis from Jen Lynch. So, yeah,
let's
very,
go.
Very cool. Yeah. Friend of the pod, Jen Lynch.
Dude, that's just that's so cool. The blood of Lynch knows, the actual essence of that man is in some way aware. Yes. But man, that is,
and maybe he always was. Through the powers of TM, transcendental meditation.
Yes. I think that's how this episode came to be. He was like, all right, I'm going to sit down for an hour and just meditate, and I'm going to throw up exactly what's come. I don't know. Yep. I'm going to put that back on screen.
I'm going to birth the golden orb that is the return. But we'll go over to a little bit more of weird imagery. Golden and red imagery follows, then a purple sea under a lodge, where atop a rock spire is a building. Inside is a woman who listens to a phonograph. The giant enters as a mechanism in the room makes a noise.
Yeah.
He goes upstairs, where he views the preceding events. He watches the atomic bomb. He watches the convenience store. And he's like, guess I'll float.
Yep. He's like, all right, got to get to work.
All right. Damn.
But yeah, I think another kind of, he's seen it on a theater screen sort of thing. And I think it's another analogy of things that make sense to us. He can check in any, it feels like this is a universal TV of sorts, that this machine maybe let him know that something big something just went down, you need to go check it out.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. And he goes, sees the nuke went off, and it's like, oh, okay. But he sees everything the viewer saw. Which is very interesting.
Again makes me think Lynch treats the camera as God. It's it's a direct viewfinder. The film itself is holy text, and it is it is literally informing godly entities.
Yes, Anti-giant, as far like, I'd say if there is a god, or the closest to God there is, it feels like Lynch feels like the god. That's
Right.
the undisputed. But if I had to pick one person to be God, maybe not anti-giant, the giant, actual giant. Yeah, not anti-giant. Or it's either Coop or it's Laura. Laura
Right.
is climbing up the ranks pretty quickly
Laura
here.
feels like Jesus, which
Yes.
is probably blasphemous to our Christian listeners. But as far as being born from a god and sent to Earth,
Yep.
I don't know. You tell me what that sounds like.
The second the return.
The return. Yes.
But not the return, the inciting event to make her born in the first place, but she's already been alive and all of these but no, I guess the nuke, it is just a flashback. It's not, man, I don't like Mr. C dying though. It felt like, oh, he's dead. Okay, I can do something without his knowledge. And then now it doesn't feel like the giant chose to look at the nuke, It feels like it was just more of
it was shown to him. Yeah.
Yes.
It was I agree.
Like this is how you do it, or this, I don't know. But for the end of it to be just Laura's coming out of it, is like a massive evil event that is then taken and having one little glimmer of light come out of it, I feel like, and all of the bad, all of the stuff we had to go through to get there. You can't deny the gold orb, the beauty of the gold orb, or it's just oh man, she might as well be Jesus. Yeah, is it's just this one picture. I love, it is this one picture of Laura, and
I think that this being the picture of Laura kind of recontextualizes the use of the photo prior. It's not. I do think that it is the most recognizable photo of Laura, and thereby it is the photo that is used in this gold orb, production-wise. In universe, this being the photo of Laura, and then that being the image we see over the title sequence at the beginning. This being the picture that makes Bobby break down and be emotional in episode 4. This being the picture that Leland holds when he dances in the living room and swings around, and the photo he breaks, and the all of those things. Almost, it feels like they're recontextualized, that they are imbued with this. Again, I don't want to use the word holiness or divinity because that doesn't feel exactly right, but they're imbued with a power, they're imbued with a good, just a good is kind of the only thing I can. It's not it's not omnipotence. It's not the fact that she can, I don't know, have a godly power. It is just her nature can be good, and no matter what, is kind of, I think, in the world of evil she is just this kind of beacon of light, or that's what's
way.
Interesting too, is that when it comes to the way Laura's been depicted, there's not real reason to believe that when the giant creates this orb, it's not like he's like, well, this is going to be the perfect person who will always combat the evil and will always. No, she does. She combats the evil. It's what gets her killed. But I think the giant is almost more creating the circumstance which needs to be created in order for the evil to be combated. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Yes.
It's not that she will exactly be the be all end all in the fight. It's that she will get the ball rolling in the right direction.
And it's almost like it's not her herself, but it is her death. Like it is the death that sends the ripple or the shockwave.
She's a sacrifice.
Through. Mm-hmm. And like it gets like Bobby, he does just break down and cry at the mere thought of it. And it's like and that is like it's instantaneous. It is like you just instantly know how you feel, even though if you don't know how to describe it or put it into words, it is just like, no, this death wasn't supposed, or pure evil is the only reason or how it could have happened. And yeah, it feels like she did need to die in a way to set these events into place. And, not to make the religious viewers even more mad, but Jesus, probably the most important thing he did was die. And so like and what came from that is like
died for our sins. Had not considered that Jesus connection again. Yeah, that kind of undisputable that's a little bit what they're going for at the very least.
Wait, what the frick? I'm pretty sure, I don't know exactly how many years it is, but like Jesus disappeared for a certain amount of time before he died, and then he came back. And I for some reason I feel like it was like 25 years. But now I'm just trying to make it fit even more. But man, that's wild. The idea is
that would mean he disappeared when he was 8.
His life his ages between 12 and 30. Oh, it's just not detailed. Oh, I see. Gotcha. So it's not like that he disappeared. It's just that they didn't really focus on that in the book. Gotcha. Okay, never mind. Misunderstanding. Okay. But no, yeah, I think there is some, like, the creation myth. I see, like, why it is. There are pretty obvious connections, I feel like, to any just creation story. It doesn't have to be Jesus. It doesn't have to be anything. I think that is kind of what he's going for. A good versus evil. Now they are always there. These forces, are in a higher plane, whatever. But now they are here on Earth, very much more active than they were before. Or there is a direct pathway that they can access now. Is at least what it feels like. So maybe not the actual creation, but like as far as Earth is concerned, I feel like yes, it's as creation.
I think it's the creation of, and that's what's complicated. Like creation of good and evil isn't exactly right because evil has existed, but the idea that there is this path that can be a stone laid one after the next. All you have to do is follow the path, But
yes, the evil and good was just man's. It was just the evil and the good that man did, and that was it. No other forces like had
sway,
their biddings or whatever. But now it's like evil and good have their own consciousness of sorts, or like they. It is not purely a human thing anymore.
The evil that men do became so powerful.
Yes.
That it became manifest. It was given form. And, whereas when it comes to the giant, because that's the other thing too, is that I don't know that this is the White Lodge. It doesn't look like the White Lodge. It's not like it's something.
It is kind of scary. It is. It's not what I expected. I guess.
And I don't know that the giant comes from the White Lodge. There's actually a lot of. The only thing we know exists is the Black Lodge.
This is true.
The White Lodge has only ever been speculated about.
Yeah.
It
feels like, it feels like the closest thing I've seen to the White Lodge, but still, there were like, it felt like it would have been revealed in a certain way, or like, and we traveled into it so eerily. It was like you saw the whole thing, and then we went in this one small window, like very dark window.
That's why I'm like, I don't even know. When it comes to the lodges, the heaven and hell of it all, as it were, this is where I kind of think the analogy there crumbles a little bit. Because whenever, the giant says he is in our house now, in the first episode, is there reason to believe that maybe it's all just the Black Lodge? And it wasn't always the manifestation of darkness, and now he's taken it over, and that's why he is in our house now. He rules it. He is the, is that what we're kind of looking at? Maybe, maybe how we've been saying, like the convenience store is more of like an analogy for us to understand things. Maybe it is like we need like a place for like heaven and hell. We need a building. We need like a structure to understand. But I feel like it is just everywhere. It is just like it's a beyond thing. It's not like there is one location. Right. So the convenience store is what gives it earthly connection. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that would belong on Earth in 1945 versus this giant palazzo in the middle of an ocean of purple. Like, no, that's not. It's not earthly. It's not secular. But a convenience store, it's like, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I don't know. But we've been talking a lot about the meaning of it all, and something that we've neglected to really focus on at all is how fucking beautiful the episode is. It's gorgeous to look at. The black and white photography is unbelievable, dude. And the splashes of color from the yellow, gold, warm instruments. Oh my God. What a fucking touch. Whenever she kisses the orb and sends it earthbound, and it goes up to that universal horn, which spews it onto the projector, and again, utilizing the projector and utilizing the movie, the visual side of things as godliness. I adore that. I think it's amazing. But the only time I got emotional was whenever Laura's face popped up. It was like I'm in this state of like, or just kind of jaw open, or like just experiencing the episode for the whole time and not really having the chance to have emotions, I feel like. But then the second Laura's face popped up, it was like, oh, I'm dealing with I don't know. Like, then everything was like, oh shit. Things changed a little bit. And then, her, like the lady, like being like, oh my God, and then like giving Laura a kiss, is like, it just felt natural. It was just like, I have to give you a kiss before you go on, I don't like, and then, the sending her back. I was looking at the orb where it was going on the map. I wanted it didn't seem like it went to Washington, it was, I don't know how important this detail is, but it looks like it landed near the Great Lakes or up near, I don't know, could be, I guess, South Dakota, but not enough. I don't know I don't know how much the location matters. I think it's more of like the return to Earth, or not even the return, the first time she's ever going to Earth. Yeah. So, but why in 45? Or is it 40? There is no time. Yeah, I guess time. Yeah, whenever it comes to is it future, is it past? Is this, again, if it's not, is Laura just a face for the movement, for the cause, for the idea being born? Because, let's see. This fucks me up to think about sometimes, because it feels like so long ago. 1945 was 45 years before 1990.
And then
which is when Twin Peaks is set.
Yes. Yeah. Age. Yeah, I was trying to think of like, because we have 45.
Who could be a little girl in 1956 who is connected to all the darkness and, who could be connected to all of this, be connected to Laura, be alive in 1956, have a little bug crawl in her mouth, and then be, I don't know, connected to the darkness of it all in some capacity.
I don't, and I'm like blanking. So like that, yeah, Sarah was the first, but then like this little girl, I don't know, casting wise, I guess like it is black and white, so maybe I just can't see the hair color, but like it looked like very dark hair, very brunette, or black hair even. So like Maddie was like actually like one of the first, but I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Sarah, yeah, like a Sarah, kind like it was only Maddie and Sarah, I guess, were the two that were popping in mind, and then Maddie was thrown out very quickly.
Yeah,
but even
of the time, yeah.
But then, yeah, because they never actually said the name of the girl,
they're credited
right?
as
like the guy never.
She's credited as girl. He's credited as boy. They never.
Okay,
actually
so even
say
the guy's
names.
name is never said. Okay, interesting. Okay, yeah, but that's, yeah. This is not just some random girl. I feel like that's for sure. I don't think it is.
And just given the context of what transpired prior, it just kind of feels like, I don't know, like, and that's the thing is when it comes to the divine intervention, the egg is not from the good place, as it were. It comes from that darkness, which again is that the dark combating the light? Wow. Is it something that the light cannot foresee? It's
like the Bob cell, is like, now I'm getting maybe a little weird here, but like there was an egg and then there's a Bob cell, and then you need an egg and you need a sperm cell to then create something else. And it's like, I wonder if that was the, two evil beings to create something even more evil.
Right.
But then it backfired and Laura's actually what we're trying to go for, or sort of like Laura is now this like complete mashup.
Ooh, maybe Laura was supposed to be the divine goodness embodied. Now, not to say that she wasn't a good person. She was, and she didn't, but there's obviously that connection to the darkness and that corruptness that slowly infected her, that perhaps this egg and the dark side could be, a tad credited for.
Yeah, it's in her DNA. Like, it is her literal, like, kind of, she is birthed through both, sort of a like thing, and it's like it's in her nature to be dark, but also to be this good as well. Yeah, I don't know. It is like she is like a perfect mix.
Oh, and then that would inherently breed the self-doubt and the self-hatred that she obviously possesses, which is that in her heart of hearts, she recognizes that a lot of the actions she takes, while obviously a result of her victimization at the hands of Bob, aren't, like whenever she, fucks the truck driver for drugs and, uses Bobby for cocaine and all that good stuff. You can tell she doesn't love herself. And whether that's, and I'm not saying that she shouldn't love herself by any stretch of the imagination, but whenever you have this, I saw a TikTok the other day that was like the eternal contradiction of having a huge ego and low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Which I felt so fucking hard. But like the idea that you can feel yourself, know that like, damn, I suck, but I'm still better than everybody.
Yes, it's like, it sounds maybe arrogant or big ego, but it's like, I feel like I know myself so well at this point, and like I'm so confident in who I am. But as far as communicating that to another person, or like to show who, I don't know, that seems impossible. Or like, to go beyond me feels, I don't know how to do that, and I'm very nervous to do it.
That's how I am the most humble, arrogant person you'll ever meet. Like I am so full of myself, but I try my very best to not let that gleam through. But also, and that's why I'm like, whenever it comes to Laura, I think that, I think of this shot in the Roadhouse in Fire Walk with Me, where she's smoking the cigarette and she's bathed in that blue, pink, red light, and she's crying while listening to Julie Cruz sing on stage. And it's this loaded moment full of, reckoning with what's been done to her, reckoning with what she has done herself, reckoning with what is to come, and all of it bubbles up in that moment. And I think that inherent dissonance can kind of be traced back to this. The divine light and the darkness made manifest that occurs here.
Because I feel like arrogance or having a big ego is only bad if you are a bad person,
right?
Or like you have bad tendencies,
that's the other side
or whatever.
Of it, is that?
But then how do you know?
Most people with a huge ego believe they are a good person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the battle
part.
there.
That's for other people to decide.
So yeah, it's like if you are truly a good person and you have good instincts, then like actually a big ego could be a good thing, is like to be confident in yourself, or to not second guess your instincts, and that's like at least like to me, just getting older or whatever is like instincts, they do come from somewhere, and I think it is just like you're training your brain for your whole life to actually, that is what determines what your instincts are. And like the more you train your instincts to be good, the more they will be good. The more you train them to be bad, the more they will be bad. So it's like, I'm not even close to here yet, but like I feel like the ultimate goal, at least, or one, I don't know, of life, if I were to say, is like to get to the point to where like my first instinct thought is the good, or is like there is no bad that does enter at all, but like that seems almost like even if you are pure good, I feel like the bad thought is always there, but it's your choice to diminish it, or your choice to not let it take over.
Right. And I think that's what is beautiful about Laura Palmer and the terrible accident that basically created this messiah, as it were. She, in an effort to create a divine light and in an effort to create a terrible darkness, what these heavens ended up creating was a very normal human.
Yeah.
And thereby someone who is being victimized by the universe itself, imbued with importance that they are not equipped to handle.
Yep.
And serving them up on a platter as a sacrifice for a larger war between good and evil. And that's so devastating. Like Laura's story has never not been a tragedy. But I'm going to tell you right now, it certainly don't look better after this and more of what's to come.
Yeah, and she has this inclination of like knowing there's something more going on, but it feels like there's no way
she
through
can't
her
do a
human
thing
life
about
that
it.
she actually knows, or it's like I can't do anything about it, but I know that there's something more. But then I tell people about it, and I seem crazy, and it's like So I mean, they.
That's why I'm like through the attempt to create something divine on both sides, they created something incredibly human, which is why I connected it back to the humble versus arrogance, the selfless versus the selfish. Like it's. She defined all aspects. She did participate in the the Meals on Wheels program, and she gave back to the community, and everyone loved her. But she also did those things where it was like, come on, Laura, let's whenever she took Donna to that club, and she she took her and she challenged her and she tried to get her to do things, and then the second she started to do things, she's like, wait a fucking minute, no, not you, not like this. And that's why I'm like, whenever it comes to, that's why Laura Palmer is one of the greatest characters ever, is because she is really in one movie. She is a character in one movie and has been relevant and someone who has been the topic of innumerable discussions for the course of the last 35 years. Like that's incredible. So Laura Palmer's just one of the goats, man. And we're not even done yet. We're actually just now heading to 1956, and luckily we've talked about a lot of this already, so it won't be anything too crazy. But August 5th, 1956, New Mexico once more.
11 years later. Okay.
11 years later, a strange creature hatches from a speckled egg and crawls through the desert. A teenage couple walks past a gas station, the girl finding a face-up penny. Two woodsmen descend onto the ground from the heavens, and they stop a car, one of them asking the driver and his wife, "Got a light? Got a light? Got a light?" And they have such a profound influence on the reality of the situation that the wife's screams become distorted. The husband is extremely confused and inherently terrified. Which, fair. If this guy approached me in my vehicle, I'd be frightened. But there's obviously a degree of otherworldliness going on that is even intensifying his fright. And I love that they're like, "Yep, keep on fucking driving, brother."
Yeah. But, he does open his door right away, like, happy to help at the very beginning, even at the sight. Nowadays, our instinct is like, no, I am not I'm locking my doors, actually, and I will likely just continue on down the road. I am not going to stop and open my door. But yeah, it is like the world, it doesn't know this evil yet, like this is, it is like the showing what it can do to the to the people who aren't connected to all these other things. Just a normal ma and pa out there in the world.
The question too, got a light?
Yeah,
is almost like,
do you
got something that I can snuff out? You got something that I can quickly destroy for you?
Infect you with the darkness. Yeah, and wow, yeah. It was, I guess that's kind of how I thought of it. It was like if you do light that cigarette, that is like you become one of them, or like you helping him out, deciding to actually help this guy or like give him a light would be like your way in, or like, I don't know, you making that act. But yeah, it is like, they are, at least now, the manifestation of this Black Lodge spread, and like the force, like this is how the Black Lodge and Mr. C and Bob and whatever, this is how they do their bidding, or this is how things are carried out. It feels like through their, minions, demons, I feel like is kind of the closest I can get. But demon kind of feels a little wrong because like it also feels like these are they were normal humans at one point, but then like themselves are like they're trapped, like maybe like they're in the Get Out, the
sunken place.
Yeah, they're kind of like their good part of their soul is still in there, but it is just this dark evil that is taken over, and they themselves are sort of trapped. But
that's a profound amount of empathy you've got there, because I like that take. I've just never considered it. I've always thought that they were created with the convenience store, as it were. Like they are born from it as it was born.
That's true. They all just kind of spawn from there. I mean, they all they're just boom. But yeah,
there's also the perspective of like, where did they come from? Are they just spawned, or were, like you said, were they people who perhaps died right then and were trapped in like eternally? And there's no way of us knowing that, but it does recontextualize the woodsman we've been seeing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Walk down the hallway and appear in the holding cell.
They've just been peeking in, or
they're around.
Like
they're still
they're
around.
Always there. Yeah, and that's but yeah, it feels like they're not operating with any consciousness, that they are just doing what they do, which is spread. Like that, I think that they are the virus, and that's all they kind of do. So at least I don't know. It felt like they are trapped kind of souls, or like and not. But yeah, they do just kind of spawn from there. But it did. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know why. I was thinking that it was Hiroshima or Nagasaki. And
there's the music that plays is a piece of music that was created after the destruction of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and is called, I can't remember if it's The Victims of Hiroshima. So like that would have popped up on your screen probably if you have subtitles on. Which I think you said you don't whenever you watch this, but
it was more. I guess the bomb. I guess like it. Just what it carried into, like eventually, like this was the Trinity test, I guess, what we saw, but then like this was used to instantly wipe out hundreds of thousands of people
within days,
and then it's like, so it was like it would feel better if like all of those people were like, they made up the gold orb, like through their sacrifice and like through their deaths can like make this beautiful thing in the center of all of this hellish destruction. But yeah, now it was, I kind of like the idea more that it was the first test, just Trinity, and then through that gave like the direct kind of pathway sort of thing, and not like after all of these people had to die, and then all of this is carried out. But yeah, I don't know, the woodsman and all these people, they don't, and maybe it's the saying, the white of the eyes and the dark with, like, they do still have some light to them, like their eye, like it feels like that's it. Just they're not pure dark. They're not 100% dark, and maybe they just didn't want to give them all black contacts. I don't know, or how to make the white of a human eye black. But it feels like there could be something as they can infect people into the dark or just kill. It feels like the opposite could happen, and they could be brought back. I don't know, to the light, or there's some white for Hopefully, there's the other side of the minions, and maybe they look disgusting and hobo-ish because it is like the throw up or the anti-giant creature version. But then on the flip side, you have the the Laura Palmer, or it is a human, or it is just I don't know what the light side could be, but yeah, that was that's where I am, I guess, on
I like the
peoples.
I like the positive spin on it for sure.
They probably get up to some way fuckier shit, so it's like I could be setting myself up for just falling off a cliff with these people,
right?
Just going straight to.
And if that were the case, I'd be outwardly denying it a lot more, which is why I don't strictly have enough information to tell you that I disagree. I can only tell you that I've never interpreted it that way. And I mean, I've never had to break down and try to. That's true. Really each analyze what the phrase itself means. So we'll go there next, where the young couple reaches the girl's home and they share a kiss before she goes inside. One of the woodsmen approaches KPJK radio station, goes inside, and kills the receptionist by crushing her head with his hand. He then goes to the disc jockey, grabs him tightly by the head, and repeatedly broadcasts these words: "This is the water, and this is the well. Drink full, and descend. The horse is the white of the eyes, and dark within." It seemingly causes listeners to fall unconscious, including a waitress at a diner, a mechanic in his shop, and the girl. The creature reaches the girl's room and climbs into her mouth as she willfully opens her. It's I'll say willfully and voluntarily are definitely not exactly the correct words to use here, but it's not like the thing nudges her mouth open. Her mouth opens, which is an interesting detail. The woodsman ends his broadcast, crushes the disc jockey's skull, and leaves while the neigh of a horse is heard. He kills this receptionist very quick. Just boom, I'm gonna crush your head. Goodbye. But he's holding on to the disc jockey for while he's making that speech. Is like I wonder if he was sucking, he needed the life from the disc jockey to kind of do this, or it was he was connecting up to a battery of sorts, or maybe it was just to creep out the dude even more, just to be like, all right, you can hear this and then I'll kill you, because why not, or whatever. But when it comes to the literal mechanics of why, when it comes to that, I don't know that there are much. I do think it is more a tension building device. There comes a point during that sequence where you're like, Jesus Christ, just crush his head, please.
Yeah, I know. It's just let the dude die. Yeah,
I'm like, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I don't care. Just do it. Just kill this fucking guy, because I can't take it anymore. And so I do think that is more a choice for the viewer than it is for the context of the show itself. As are most things when it comes to Lynch, is the way he wants to make you feel.
This is my kind of horror, dude. I love it. I love it. It's not the crushing of the head and the visuals, they are creepy, but it's more of where it gets your mind to go. It's like I'm, oh my God, I don't know. Yeah, when he's just speaking these lines over and over, I'm like,
this is the water, and this is the well.
Yeah,
and that the verbiage, drink full, and descend, is it almost sounds like he's asking them to hand themselves over in a way, Yep. And whenever it comes to the horse, there's one horse we've seen in the show, the one that appears before Sarah,
pretty much, or a fucking. The white it doesn't have a horn, does it? Is it just a white horse? No,
it's not a unicorn. It is just a
white horse. I
don't
know why. I always remember. I guess it's just white horse. Is just it.
Yeah,
almost unicorn.
You associate, and it pops up in mythical situations. You go, it just appears as if from nowhere. That's unicorn shit.
This white horse,
which we have only seen. We've seen it in the waiting room now. Come the return.
Yep.
But before that, the only time we've ever seen it is it appearing before Sarah.
Yes.
who, if our speculation is correct, is listening to this message.
Yes. The water. What's the water? Maybe just like drink. I think the water and then the drink full and descent. That's just like give yourself up. Just like drink, let it in. There's nothing you can do. But yeah,
and I mean, it plows the depths, and it's deep and it's dark, and it's like, this is the water, good, yum. This is the well.
Yeah, it's just water, by the way. Yeah, don't worry. It's not Black Lodge goop. It's not
Drink
Garben
full
and
descend. Yeah, like the horse is the white of the eyes and dark within.
The horse is the white of the... This is maybe why there's a trapped soul in there somewhere, like there is that good. Because that white horse... like the one we've seen, it's like to give comfort, or like it is like the good. Like I have no thoughts of that thing being like an evil being, it is like it's good. And like this their eyes are white, the I don't know, the white of the eyes, and then but they can't do anything about the dark that is there. Like that, it's so overpowering that they even know that they were good at one time, or like that there is that good within them, but there's nothing you can do. You've drank the water, you're in, sort of thing. So, and it's like, it's even like more of a torture, like how Bob, or like way back, whenever I was like just speculating on like what gives Bob power, and is it the sexual nature? Is more torture? Like, is Leland's life falling apart even more better for him? Is that just good? Is more evil good? It's like it's more even evil to have this good being trapped in something dark, knowing that they're good, but still nothing you can do about it. And that's like just more fucked up. I don't know, like you can't, I feel like every being can be light or dark no matter what. Like we are just sponges of our environment, or like however, whatever you experience is who you are. But yeah, it's like, I feel like they could be turned, like they do have that white, the white of their eyes and stuff. So
right. That was dark within. That's the other side of it. And, when it comes to the horse always preempts death and suffering whenever it does pop up. We see the horse right before Maddie dies. We see the horse, like, that is what makes me think, again, I really appreciate your philosophy and the positivity you're approaching it with. I do not think it's that happy. Or that, or I do think that and not that what you're saying is inherently happy. It's true. It's still kind of tragic if that's the case.
One of the most positive twists I think that you can have on.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. I agree. It's definitely one of the more positive takes you could have on it. I think that when it comes to, I'm going to connect it to the fact that we've been doing all this stuff with electronic devices also. Yeah. Because, we made mention of Philip Jeffries earlier, and I've been trying my best to figure out why the fuck he does anything, how he's connected to anything. And I'm going to go back to his mention of Tesla. Yes. No, I'm going to go back to his mention of Judy.
Judy.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about Judy.
We're not going to talk about Judy. Yeah,
Judy. Now, and this is... No, I don't think I can talk about that. Never mind. I was trying to think.
Have I heard a Judy come up? And then I just missed it?
You haven't since Firewalk with Me. So that's why I'm like, I can't dive into that.
Okay. Yeah,
But... I'll go to still part of the theory is that we are speaking through electronics. The electricity, the humming, the guitars, and everything that kind of revs. Now, at the time, we've got the disc jockey, we've got the radio tower, we've got the broadcasting thing. So is there any chance that this message wasn't even meant for human ears? Like, as the Dark Lodge entity, as a Black Lodge entity, is there any chance this is an announcement of arrival? You know, like, almost speaking to other dark entities and going, this is the water. And these motherfuckers are the well. Drink full and descend. Like, let's go darker. Let's suck this place dry for everything it's worth. You know,
Yeah, I get it. It felt, at least that was the immediate, like it was taking over the town. Anyone that was listening got affected, and they were in turn. Oh wow. Oh damn. Was that the only egg? You know, was
right.
Sarah? Is this little girl the only one that had this crawl in her mouth, or like was this actually? Were there a lot more eggs? Was that the throw up? You know, the throw up. It was all eggs and just one Bob, you know? Is that like, maybe that's why I didn't see the egg? Is that like, maybe all of that shit is just like eggs? But no.
Yeah, maybe it's all that.
I don't know. I kind of like it being more singular, and then like Laura is this like one ultimate combination sort of thing. But I don't know.
Right.
That's a lot scarier of a thought, that there's a lot more of these insects crawling in everyone's mouths. And you don't even know it. You just fell asleep. You just passed out, and then you wake up, and then you're fucking, who knows? Like Sarah seems normal. You know, I don't like. You know, she's not fully black. You know, she is still. She still has her human nature, it seems. So I don't.
The lodge. I'm waiting for you. There's always that. Whenever she was kind of possessed by the voice of the lodge.
And it was just actually fucking inside of her. This fucking bug, or whatever the hell. I'd like to believe that she got it out somehow. And that's
and I'm like, that's she's not inherently bad, you know. Like, that's the other thing, is that she's not a bad person. She Fire Walk With Me, it doesn't make the case that she, you know, couldn't have done more.
That's true.
But
I think this bug is just, it follows suit with like the convenience store thing. It's not like, I don't think it's supposed to be taken literally, or like there is a bug living inside of her. It's just like the virus has spread. It has
infected her,
its job. She is infected. And but the announcement, or being like, hey, fuck, we got a whole planet full of these things, you know, let's go. Like, we're feasting. I didn't think about it like that at first. It felt more of like he's doing what his nature demands. You know, he
100%.
Just like at first was just gonna do it to just a couple, you know, in the car. But then, like, through the radio tower, he heard the hum, and he was like, "Oh shit!" He's like, I know what I can do with that." Somehow, you know, I guess. So, like, they do have more than human knowledge, it seems. You know, like, there's a normal human, I don't think, strolls up to a radio tower and is in like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna say this ritualistic saying over and over and infect everyone that's listening." Like, no, there's something larger going on with all of them, But yeah, it does. Just like Sarah is kind of, I feel like, trapped. I feel like all of these people, or woodsmen, all of those, they do have the white of the eye. I don't know, the white of the eyes is the only part of that gives me pause in the saying, and then the horse. But yeah, that's I don't think their infection is slowing. That's for I do.
No.
Even though I'm painting them positively, I do think they're going to do a whole lot of bad coming up.
Well, and given what we see them do to save Mr. C and prolong Mr. C and Bob, the Woodsmen almost certainly, they're like Bob minions, as it were, which is funny because there's a minion named Bob. Banana.
Bob.
But,
Bob.
Yep.
The good old Bob. That's the anti-Woodsman, is the Despicable Me minions. The Bob. pure white
Bob.
bean. Yeah, they're light beans. Yeah. But, they do. I mean, at this point, the biggest or best analogy I can give them, they are like demons. They are just kind of, they are at the whim of Bob or whoever's at the top of the chain.
And they are keeping a close eye on specifically the case regarding Garland Briggs, which Mr. C is connected to somehow because he went to Bill Hastings' house and killed his wife and, all that stuff. Like there's I don't know. There's definitely a connection there. What it is, I don't know. I don't know shit. I don't know anything about anything, man. I'm just a guy. But
sure.
I'm just a guy.
But damn show,
I'm sure
man.
we could go about it for another hour and a half and just keep talking in circles. There's something really cool about The Return, which is that when we finish covering it, there are specific episodes that I think we will be able to go back to and talk about again. We would be able to. Like, this episode is one that I think it doesn't take on new meaning upon completing the series. Not strictly, but there's a lot more
context, maybe.
Kind of. That would be the closest word for it, like it's because it's not like they're like, and this is why episode 8 is the way it is. No, you got to do the work, you got to, which is why context, I hesitate to call it that, because you're reaching for it. It does. It provides a little more context, and there's a couple episodes later on that I think specific scenes that I'm thinking back on that I'm like, holy shit, and I don't remember exactly when they are. This is the point. There's like before part 8, and then there's after part 8 until the last couple episodes. I remember the last couple episodes, and I remember part 8, and I remember stuff that happens before. There's a stretch here where I know a lot of stuff happens, but the order of operations is a little beyond me. So I'm very excited. I think
future, or is it past? Yeah, no, it feels like I've dove off the deep end. I'm in. I'm drinking from the well.
You've descended.
Man,
it's a great fucking show, and this is one of the more iconic episodes of it. Still don't think I'd put it top few as far as best or favorite. I do love it, and there isn't another episode that'll make you do this. I'll tell you that now, because this is the biggest. I mean, divergence from narrative, as much narrative as exists in the show.
Dude.
And it's still a part of the narrative. It's not like it's not, but it takes you back and it puts you at a different time, and then it goes, we'll be back to present day when we get back to next week, and I don't think we do another flashback thing like this.
Yeah. I'm also glad I don't have epilepsy, because I feel like
Christ, can you imagine?
The game. This I don't think people can watch this sadly people they might not be able to experience this one, but I'm glad I can take this in and be fucking weirded out by it. He is a master of the unease or the uncomfortable.
Do me a favor and watch The Lost Highway tonight, or Lost Highway tonight. It's or soon. Just watch Lost Highway. You should really watch Lost Highway. You'd love Lost Highway.
Time for more
because
Lynch.
You'll go, what the fuck? What the fuck is even happening? Yeah, I love that movie, man, and I love David Lynch, and I love this show. So I think with that though, I don't have much else to say. I'm gonna go ahead and do some plugs here. Leave a 5-star rate and review and download wherever you might be listening. This show continues to do extremely well, and we appreciate everyone who's listening. Hit me up on TikTok. There's K's at the end, not P's. TikTok. Look up Colton Robertson. I'm posting very, very regularly. I want to engage with people about Twin Peaks, about Fire Walk with me, about Fire Pod with me in general. Jen Lynch is now a friend of the pod, technically. So, you can always be in my comment sections when it comes to Twin Peaks, along with David Lynch's daughter herself, which is cool. So check that out. Hit me up. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think. And, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more regular about posting about Twin Peaks, because I've kind of lost sight of that a bit, but I'm going to get back to it. We also have a couple other shows. We got a movie podcast called The Cinementalists. That's Cinementalists, and I believe this week is the week of Thanksgiving. No?
Yes.
All right. All right. So next, this coming Thursday, we will be doing a live commentary of The Fantastic Mr. Fox. I'm throwing thes at the beginning of movie titles that don't have the at the beginning. I'm sorry about that. Lost Highway is just called Lost Highway. Fantastic Mr. Fox is just called Fantastic Mr. Fox, but I've called both of them The Lost Highway and The Fantastic Mr.
Like
Fox.
They're saying the Fantastic Mr. Fox. It is the movie that we're on. No, so it's just
the not capitalized, the lowercase. But yeah, no, it's I'm very excited for that. I love that movie. It's super cozy, super comfy. Nothing like Part 8 of The Return. We will.
Nice
this episode will probably be longer than that, even though it's a live commentary, which is fucking insane.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
Just a nice, quick 90-minute movie that we're going to be able to talk through. We love it. We love Wes. Top 2 with David Lynch.
Yeah.
For the both of us now, which is cool.
The dark and the light, man.
I mean, couldn't be more yin and yang when it comes to those two, man. They are different. Yeah, man, I love it. So I'm looking forward to that. That's this Thursday on The Cinementalists, and we're also going to top off the month with a little alphabet soup thing. I'm excited for that. We haven't ironed out the details of that anymore, but it's basically we're going to be casting a movie in a draft format. We're going to be picking a director, a title, a lead actor, lead actress, supporting actors, supporting actresses, all sorts of stuff, all based on randomized letters, so like, you random number generator. Oh, I got a D. Cool. My director's David Lynch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
hope.
Letter L. My lead actor's Leonardo DiCaprio. Something like that, and I'm excited for that. So I look forward to it. We need to iron out the details a little bit more, but it's going to be in that vein, and I'm excited for that. That's Cinementalists, Cinementalists. Love that. And we've also got Geek With Me. Super fun show. Nerd shit. Comic book movies, comic books, Star Wars, fantasy, sci-fi, all that good stuff. Might be breaching the anime realm eventually. Went back and forth with a buddy last night, put me on a show, gave me his Crunchyroll account and all that good stuff. So, maybe that's in store for the future. Can't promise it, but I'm not closed off to anything, man. I'm open to it all. So we got a lot to look forward to. That's Geek With Me, The Cinementalists, and obviously here, Firepod With Me. But, thank you everybody for listening. Again, hit me up. I want to hear from you about Twin Peaks. And it doesn't have to be stuff that's coming up. It can be anything we've ever done. So, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think the phrase means, Tell me what you think drink full and descend. The water, this is the water, this is the well. Tell me what you think that means. Tell me what the white of the eyes are. Whose eyes? Whose eyes? But yeah. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know anything. But all I know is that I know nothing. I think with that, we can conclude this episode of Fire Pod with me. 'Twas a pleasure. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
It is always a pleasure to be here, homie.
And it is always a pleasure to have you. And remember, drink full and descend.